Antarctica, a continent twice the size of Australia, holds enough ice to raise global sea levels by a staggering 200 feet. This frozen giant, once considered an immutable fixture of our planet, is now showing signs of alarming change. As temperatures rise due to human-caused climate change, Antarctica's ice sheets are melting at an accelerating rate, posing a significant threat to the future of our planet. The consequences of Antarctica's ice melt are far-reaching and potentially catastrophic. Rising sea levels threaten coastal populations, while changes in ocean currents and weather patterns could disrupt global climate systems. The loss of ice also has profound implications for Antarctica's unique biodiversity, with species like penguins and seals facing habitat loss and food shortages. The most immediate and visible impact of melting Antarctic ice is rising sea levels. As warmer temperatures cause glaciers to melt and ice shelves to collapse, billions of tons of water are released into the ocean, causing sea levels to rise globally. The rate of sea level rise is accelerating, and scientists predict that we could see several feet of sea level rise by the end of the century if current trends continue. This would have devastating consequences for coastal communities around the world, displacing millions of people and causing billions of dollars in damage. Low-lying coastal areas and island nations are particularly vulnerable to rising sea levels. Major cities like Miami, New York, Shanghai, and Mumbai face an existential threat from rising waters, with large portions of these urban centers at risk of being submerged. Small island nations like the Maldives, Tuvalu, and Kiribati are even more vulnerable, with their very existence threatened by rising sea levels. These nations are on the front lines of climate change, facing the prospect of losing their homes, their cultures, and their identities. The melting of Antarctica's ice sheets is not just a matter of rising sea levels. It also has profound implications for global climate patterns. The influx of fresh water from melting glaciers disrupts ocean currents, which play a crucial role in regulating global temperatures and weather patterns. Changes in ocean currents can lead to more extreme weather events, including hurricanes, droughts, and floods. The loss of ice also disrupts ecosystems, both in Antarctica and around the world. Section 5. Human cost displacement, conflict, and economic upheaval. The human cost of Antarctica's melting ice is, well, immeasurable. Rising sea levels will displace millions of people, forcing them to migrate inland and putting a strain on resources and infrastructure. This mass displacement could lead to social unrest, conflict, and humanitarian crises. The economic consequences are equally dire. Coastal cities, ports, and infrastructure are at risk of being damaged or destroyed by rising seas. The loss of property, businesses, and livelihoods will have a devastating impact on the global economy. Section 6. Turning the tide, can we avert disaster? While the situation is dire, it is not hopeless. We can still take action to mitigate the worst effects of climate change and protect our planet's future. The most important step is to rapidly reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by transitioning away from fossil fuels and embracing renewable energy sources. We also need to invest in adaptation measures, such as building seawalls, relocating coastal communities, and developing drought-resistant crops. International cooperation is essential to address this global challenge. Section 7. The power of collective action. Addressing climate change requires a collective effort from governments, businesses, and individuals around the world. Governments need to implement policies that promote clean energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable practices. Businesses need to invest in sustainable technologies and reduce their environmental footprint. Individuals can make a difference by reducing their carbon footprint, supporting sustainable businesses, and advocating for change. We must act now with urgency and determination to protect our planet for future generations. Section 8. A future in our hands. The fate of Antarctica, and indeed the entire planet, hangs in the balance. The choices we make today will determine the course of our future. If we continue on our current path, we risk triggering catastrophic climate change and jeopardizing the well-being of generations to come. However, if we act now with courage, compassion, and a shared sense of responsibility, we can create a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Section 9. A call to action, protecting our planet's future. The time for complacency is over. We must act now to reduce our impact on the planet and avert the worst effects of climate change. Let us rise to this challenge with the urgency and determination it demands. Our future and the future of all life on Earth depends on it. Join the fight for a sustainable future.